in this court, I'll defeat the government of Nigeria. Here, the whole world will see.
It is with profound, deep sense of honor and deep respect that I address you this morning.
If there is any case against Mr. President, give the judgment against Mr. President, because Mr. President has exonerated himself.
It is through the courage of the judges and their judicial pronouncements that tyranny has been restrained, constitutional order preserved, and the voice of justice amplified about the noise of division and despair.
The entire world, before the judiciary, do what is right. Don't look at my body language. Whether the case involves Nnamdi, whether the case involves anybody, give judgment in line with the law.
Justice must never be for sale.
Well, I don't know what you mean by sincere point.
The bench must never become a sanctuary for compromise. Confidence is the lifeblood of justice. A judgment may be grounded in law and delivered with clarity, but unless the public perceives it to be fair, impartial, and untainted, its moral authority is diminished. And I mean it.
That is to say, he has told the entire world that any judicial officer that committed anything should go in for it. Nobody should call the president. What do I mean? The president has exonerated himself before the world. The ball now stop at the table of the judicial officers. A judge, if there is a case before you and you look at the law, you give judgment. Don't look at the president. Because if you are looking at the body language of the president and you commit judicial impunity, you will be the person to bear it. Thank God that Mr. President have told you, anything that you know that is right, do it. Don't look at my body language. Whether it is sincere, whether it's not sincere, but the word is now before the entire world that the president of Nigeria have said that he has distanced himself from judiciary. That judiciary should be independent. Once there is any case against the government, and you know that the government erred, give judgment against the government. If there is any case against Mr. President, give the judgment against Mr. President, because Mr. President has exonerated himself. He told the entire world before the judiciary, do what is right. Don't look at my body language. Whether the case involves Nnamdi, whether the case involves anybody, give judgment in line with the law, not looking at the body language of the president. That is what I make out of that particular speech.
People, President Tinubu no come on hand for Nnamdi Kanu case. I don't know how serious it is, or whether he go just let that can change their mind, or they go still do their own mind. So, you know, say one thing about these governments, we know they even understand them. The more you look, the less you see. So we'll just hear within Maxwell talk extensively about waiting President Tinubu talk and how he saying come out hand and waiting could they happen and everything. In fact, just watch this video from the in talk a lot of things. He talk a whole lot of things. We be say in good day important for you to watch and listen and you also learn from waiting in the talk again. Listen to waiting President Tinubu talk about the judges and how he take come out hand for Nnamdi Kanu case, Nnamdi Kanu matter. So now it's left for us to know waiting. We waiting in body language they talk, or whether in the talk another thing differently, and in body language they talk another thing differently. So watch this video from the start to the end. Make sure you share to everyone so that they go hear them, so that when the judgment they come, everybody go understand waiting they go on and waiting be the reason why they give this particular judgment.
Thank God that Mr. President have told you, anything that you know that is right, do it. Don't look at my body language. Whether it is sincere, whether it's not sincere, but the word is now before the entire world that the president of Nigeria have said that he has distanced himself from judiciary. That judiciary should be independent. Once there is any case against the government, and you know that the government erred, give judgment against the government. If there is any case against Mr. President, give the judgment against Mr. President, because Mr. President has exonerated himself on the 17th day of November 2025. He told the entire world before the judiciary, do what is right. Don't look at my body language. Whether the case involves Nnamdi, whether the case involves anybody, give judgment in line with the law, not looking at the body language of the president. That is what I make out of that particular speech.
Now, but shouldn't we also be concerned about transparency in judicial appointments and promotion, seeing as this sometimes could be politicized in Nigeria? How do we curb that?
Yes, that is we have been shouting on it, because the problem we're having in judiciary now is through the selection process. I want you to, you are an investigative journalist, go and check the appointment of judges you have for the past 10 years. You cannot see a daughter or a son of a Panwan Tapa there, no matter how qualified that person may be. The people that you will see their names, the daughters and the sons of judges, politicians, and the people that matters in the society. So the selection process matters, because you can't be talking about judicial integrity. You are not talking about looking at the selection process. I think Professor Chido Odenkalo and some other persons, Joe Silas and some other persons, kicked against that the other day. We are not saying that if somebody is qualified simply because the person is the daughter of a judge, that will not appoint him. That's not what you're saying. We are saying that let the persons whom you appointed as judges, let them come and face Nigerians. There's nothing secret about it. We should know their competence, because as I'm talking to you, there are some judgments that you will see coming from some judges, especially all these young ones. You ask yourself, what is happening? Where the law will tell you that 1 + 1 is 2. A judge will now give a judgment telling you that 1 + 1 is 3. So you will now discover that either the judge don't understand the law, or the judge must have collected a gratification somewhere, or because of his interest. So the selection process matters. I think the NBA is doing something about it. If you appoint some people as judges, they should come and address, if not any other person, they should come and address the members of the bar and the members of the press, so that people will put questions across to them. So that one also matters. And also what the CJN said on her own. The CJN said that people should stop criticizing judgment of courts. Mr. CJN, it doesn't work like that. When somebody who is not a lawyer engage you as a lawyer, and the person know that 1 + 1 is 2 in law, and the judgment came out and the judge delivered that 1 + 1 is no longer 2, is 3. The person will ask a question, he will criticize the judgment. Where the law said that in this particular matter, the only court that has jurisdiction, let me just use the issue of chieftaincy, the only court that has jurisdiction is the state high court. And the federal high court will not take up assume jurisdiction in adjudicating a matter that has to do with the chieftaincy affairs. And when people criticize that judgment, instead of people to look at the reason why that judge assumed jurisdiction, in a case that you don't have a jurisdiction, the judge will be elevated to a higher court. And you said that people should not criticize. You cannot beat a child and ask a child not to cry. People must criticize. Of course, people must have their opinion. The judgment is already there. Because when we are talking about criticism, if you watch previously, there are some judgments, when you read the judgment, even if the judgment is against you, you discover that you don't even have a grounds of appeal. That's when judgment is obvious. This judge will give motion expert in the morning. The other judge in the other same subject matter will give another injunction. The other one will give another injunction. Injunction flying here and there. Others creating problem. And they said that people should not criticize. People should talk. People should criticize. People should raise alarm. Because this country belongs to all of us. People should report. People should criticize. People should raise alarm. You don't say that people should not criticize when a judge will now say that this white is no longer white, it's now black, and say that people should not criticize. People should criticize. But the only thing there is that let their criticism be constructive. Let them go by facts.
What measures do you think can be introduced to make justice more accessible to ordinary Nigerians? And how can public trust in the judiciary be rebuilt after years of controversy?
One, there are some matters that should not get to Supreme Court. There are some matters that should not even get to Court of Appeal.
It is with profound, deep sense of honor and deep respect that I address you this morning at the opening ceremony of the 2025 All Nigerian Judges Conference of the Superior Courts. The Assembly is not merely a binary tradition. It is an extraordinary convocation of men and women upon whose wisdom, courage, and integrity rests the stability of our democracy. The protection of our Constitution the preservation of the rights and liberty of every Nigerian. You are the one. Whenever Nigeria has faced moments of uncertainty, history has recorded that the judiciary stood firm as the stabilizing force of our national life. It is through the courage of the judges and their judicial pronouncements that tyranny has been restrained, constitutional order preserved, and the voice of justice amplified above the noise of division and despair. For this enduring role, I stand on behalf of the government and the good people of our country, our deepest gratitude and abiding respect. The theme of this year's conference, Building a Confident Judiciary, could not be more fitting. Confidence is the lifeblood of justice. A judgment may be grounded in law and delivered with clarity, but unless the public perceives it to be fair, impartial, and untainted, its moral authority is diminished. The confidence of the people is therefore not an abstract aspiration. It is a living measure of the judiciary's legitimacy and the true currency of justice. We must acknowledge with candor that public perception of the judicial process has not always been favorable. Citizens have expressed frustration at delays, concerns about integrity, and anxiety over access to justice. These perceptions, whether wholly justified or not, cannot be ignored. They call upon us to reflect, to reform, and to restore. For ultimately, justice does not exist for the bench or the bar. It exists for the people. Their faith in judicial process is the foundation of our national stability. In this regard, I wish to reaffirm with the clarity and conviction the unwavering commitment of my administration to support the judiciary in fulfilling its constitutional mandate. The judiciary does not exist in isolation. It functions within a larger democratic framework which all three arms of government must work in synergy with the mutual respect and shared responsibility to the Nigerian people. The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary must remain united by purpose, even when separated by function. My administration believes that a judiciary that is strong in capacity, efficient in process, and uncompromising in integrity is not merely desirable, it is indispensable to the survival of our democracy and prosperity of our nation. We cannot build a just society without a fearless and functional judiciary. In this period, we have resolved to provide institutional and material support that will enable our courts to perform their duties with dignity, confidence, and efficiency. Support must be tangible, not ceremonial, and I mean it. It must translate into improved working conditions. modern infrastructure, and well-equipped courtrooms where justice is dispensed promptly and transparently. Our court must no longer be places where cases languish for years. They must become a beacon of efficiency, where disputes are resolved swiftly and where litigants depart with renewed confidence in the rule of law. The modernization of judicial infrastructure remains a central priority. Technology is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. The digitization of our court process, the adoption of integrated cases management system, and the provision of secured and reliable judicial facilities will receive sustained attention from this administration. A digital, transparent judiciary will not only improve efficiency, but also deepen accountability and public trust. We should not leave any of our courts behind in this transformation. Yet, bricks and mortar, or even digital screens, do not make justice. The true strength of the judiciary lies in the men and women who interpret the law and give life to its spirit. Our judges are the living custodian of justice. The caliber of their work defines the moral strength of the republic. This is why judicial welfare, training, and independence are not privileges, they are imperatives. We will continue to support the Nigerian Judicial Institute as the leading hub for judicial education, comparative study, and professional development. Continuous learning and intellectual renewal must remain the hallmark of the bench. The law evolves daily, and so too must those who interpret and apply it. We must ensure that our judges are not only equipped to interpret the law in contemporary times, but also empowered to shape it in accordance with constitutional values. However, let us be clear, no amount of reform can succeed if integrity is compromised. Justice must never be for sale. The bench must never become a sanctuary for compromise. Corruption in any form or any arm of government weakens the nation, but corruption in judiciary destroys it to the core. When justice is compromised, government loses its integrity and democracy loses its foundation. With utmost seriousness, my administration stands ready to support every effort by the judiciary to preserve its dignity and eliminate misconduct. This is not a task for the National Judicial Council alone. It is a collective duty that rests on every judicial officer. Discipline within the judiciary must be firm, transparent, and consistent. Only a judiciary that cleanses itself can command the moral authority to cleanse our society. My lords, as you deliberate in the coming days, I want you to remember that the judiciary is not an end in itself. It is an instrument of justice for the people. its moral power flows merely from the Constitution, but from the trust and confidence that ordinary citizens repose in it. A courageous, transparent, and principled judiciary is the greatest guarantee of freedom. A slow, compromised, or disconnected judiciary is its greatest threat. This is why I urge you in your discussions to be bold and practical. Go beyond agonizing old challenges and commit to actionable solutions. Ask the difficult questions on how we reduce the backlog of cases. How do we strengthen discipline within the ranks? How do we make justice more affordable and accessible to the poor, the weak, and the voiceless? Above all, how do we build a judiciary that truly remains the last hope of the common man? Distinguished judges, respected delegates, I see before me not just interpreters of the law, but guardians of Nigeria's moral conscience and architects. You are the architects of our democratic destiny. You hold in your hands the power to shape the moral compass of our republic, to ensure that no citizen is too weak to be heard and no authority is too powerful to be restrained by law.
Useless people! You don't know law! Don't try rubbish! Don't go close. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know the law. Don't touch me now. Show me the law. Are you okay? Don't go close. Don't say do something. You will do it. And you're just sitting competition. Supreme Court said do something. You will do it. And you're just sitting competition. And you wonder why God cost you people. Useless black people. You don't know what justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. You don't know the meaning of justice. Your constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know the written law. Don't touch me now. Show me the written law. Are you okay? Don't go close. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it. Go ahead and say don't try that rubbish. Don't try that rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why are we in the court of law? Why are we in the court of law, I ask? Nonsense. If you think Britain can ask you to jail me and you jail me, you are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming. Nonsense.
Where's that person? Some are facing corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to superior court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yeah, based on that, they removed London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196,
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
in violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
In this court, I'll defeat the government of Nigeria. Here, the whole world will see it. Where is the treasonable felon? Where is it? All these years, journalists are having treasonable treason. What is treason today? It's gone. In some way, this terrorism charge will go. I'm thinking of another capital offense that can charge me. Maybe, I don't know, impregnating the wife of somebody. I don't know what other thing they're going to charge.
You say you are innocent of all these charges.
The federal government, they know I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I'm fighting for my people, and I will fight for them for justice and fairness and equity everywhere. Our family is based on 4 cardinal points. You must be without fear before your enemies. You must speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You must help the poor and those who cannot help themselves, and be of good character that God may love thee. That's who we are.